Wartburg students share their reactions and concerns over the latest restrictions on the app TikTok.
Changes to the Konditorei and Zesty Orange hours have sparked discussion among students as new meal transfer policies take effect. Good morning and welcome to Night Vision News. I'm Josephine Lunescas-Broomhall.
And I'm Becca Payne. Thank you for joining us today.
We're excited to bring you the latest updates, stories, and events happening around campus and beyond. In honor of Martin Luther King Jr. Day, Wartburg College embraces a day of action and reflection. Instead of taking the day off, the campus community engages in activities that promote unity and service. Let's take a closer look at how students, faculty, and staff are celebrating Dr. King's legacy.
On Martin Luther King Jr. Day, Wartburg College hosted a series of workshops and events to honor his legacy and promote community engagement. I had the opportunity to meet with Maggie Falinchek, chaplain and dean of spiritual life, to discuss the significance of this event and the impact it had on the campus community.
I was really excited to see the amount of people attend the different workshops and things that we had planned for MLK Day. In the past few years, it's kind of been hard to gauge interest, and so we've been experimenting with a few different things and opportunities for students to really take that as a day on and not an afternoon off, but an opportunity to learn. And so I was so excited to see like standing room only in a lot of the sessions, and I hope students got a lot out of it.
Chaplain Maggie highlighted the importance of interfaith dialogue and collaboration in her session. She emphasized how Dr. King's legacy of working with religious leaders from various faiths can inspire us today to build bridges and create positive change.
So Martin Luther King Jr. was a pastor himself, and in his work partnered with a lot of different religious leaders and people of many different religious identities to create change in our world. And so in my session, I really wanted to provide some tips and skills for students to be able to interact with people that maybe believe differently than them, with the ultimate goal being that maybe we can find that there are issues that we can come together on to really create change.
The workshops aim to inspire students to use their interactions for positive change, fostering a sense of community and belonging. Participants were encouraged to reflect on how their daily interactions can contribute to a more inclusive and respectful environment.
I hope that participants will take a moment to observe how their interactions with other people can be a force for good. And to take a moment to intentionally think about how we can each be building a community of belonging and respect, not just on our campus, but in our world too.
The events on MLK Day at Wartburg College served as a reminder of the power of community and the importance of continuing Dr. King's legacy of unity and respect. Reporting for Night Vision News, I'm Landon Jepson.
Wartburg College's observance of Martin Luther King Day highlights the power of community and service. As we honor Dr. King's legacy, let's remember that our actions can drive change and foster unity. A special thank you to all the faculty for their dedication to these meaningful sessions.
In recent news, the Supreme Court has upheld a controversial law banning TikTok, leaving many students across the country stunned and frustrated. Our Night Vision News reporter, Allie Parkhurst, has been on campus to gather reactions from Wartburg College students.
I thought it was really dumb that that's the issue that our government is choosing to focus on.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie. It was probably some of the worst news I've ever received. I mean, you hear about my favorite apps getting banned? Why?
I think I was just more shocked. Like, I wasn't necessarily sad or upset. It was just like, whoa, like that actually happened.
And it didn't seem real. I was like, is this like glitching? I like kept like closing out of it, like opening it to see if it's working. I was confused.
Oh, I fell to my knees actually. I actually got on TikTok, read the message, and I fell to my knees. And then I think the rest of the night I kept trying to open the app, but it didn't open.
I mean, like, it's been talked about for years, but I guess like I didn't actually think it was going to happen until it happened.
I thought it was really funny. I knew it wasn't going to last that long because instinct, but I was kind of concerned with the notifications that were popping up on my TikTok and all like, I don't know, like the one that says thank you to President Trump for getting it back because he wasn't yet in office, and also he was the one who got it banned in the first place, so.
Well, I was one of the last people that I knew to get it back. So for me, like when people started getting it back, I just thought it was like a glitch or something, and then it was up until like the whole world got it back that I realized it was like fully back.
Fired up, jumping for joy. I was ecstatic. I really loved it. Super happy, and it made me happy. Yeah.
Despite the initial shock and frustration, the Supreme Court's decision has been reversed and TikTok is no longer banned. As students and content creators return to the platform, it will be interesting to see how this experience shapes their future use of TikTok. Thank you to Allie Parkhurst for the coverage on campus.
The SALT Group, a passionate worship team, recently visited Wartburg campus, bringing an uplifting and inspiring atmosphere to our community. Their visit included performances and heartfelt worship that resonated with students and others alike. Night Vision reporter Lauren Simpson has more on the event.
SALT Company is a college ministry program located at many different churches across the country. Fifth-year Mackenzie Barth has been involved with SALT since her first year at Wartburg. Beyond their typical Thursday night services and connection groups, there are other opportunities students involved in SALT can partake in.
The two main things we do at SALT Company are Thursday night services, which happen at Candeo Church in Cedar Falls with UNI students and Hawkeye students as well. And then we have connection groups throughout the week. So at Wartburg we have Monday and Tuesday night groups that meet on campus at 8 p.m. And then we also do other kind of random things throughout the year. We have a SALT Company conference in Des Moines with all of the SALT companies across the nation at different colleges. And then we have a fall retreat and a couple other kind of classes and equipping things throughout the year.
Over the past few years, SALT has really grown to become a big deal at Wartburg. Barth has been a member and leader for SALT during its peak transition phase.
It's been really fun to kind of be at the stage of growth that I got to see. I came in my freshman year and was in a connection group with my two leaders, and we had maybe like 3 to 5 girls in our connection group, which was super sweet, but we now have 2 girls connection groups with 10 to 15 girls in each, and a really awesome big guys group. And so yeah, we used to kind of sit up in a little balcony with just a couple Wartburg people, and now we have a whole Wartburg section at SALT Company, and so it's been really sweet to just see God bring a lot of growth and a lot of Wartburg students as more and more people started hearing about it, and yeah, just got a lot of involvement over the past 4 years. So I've kind of gotten to be in a cool position to see that growth take place.
As Barth looks forward to her last semester at Wartburg, she hopes to see more students give SALT a chance.
I would say first, it's worth it. I think that, you know, as Wartburg students, we're really busy. There's a lot happening, and so it's easy to not want to add another thing to our plate, and I've been there for sure. But yeah, I want people to leave their 4 years at college knowing who they are and what they believe, and I think SALT Company has been a big part of that for me, and so it's worth making the time for and the sacrifice for, and I don't know anyone who's regretted that.
For more information on joining SALT Company, you can follow them on Instagram at SALT Cedar Falls. Reporting for Night Vision News, I'm Lauren Simpson.
The passion of the SALT Group was evident during their visit to Wartburg campus. Their engaging presence and heartfelt worship left a lasting impression on everyone who attended. Thank you to Lauren Simpson for the coverage of this inspiring event. After the break, we'll take a closer look at some recent changes on Wartburg campus. One change in particular has sparked quite a discussion among students. The new operating hours for the Conditori and Zesty Orange due to meal transfer policies. Stay tuned for more details.
Discover more possibilities at Wartburg College. Carve your own path through rich, hands-on experiences. Our engaged faculty know you by name and go the extra mile. Choose an area of study that prepares you for what's next. Experience more at Wartburg College.
Since coming back from break, Wartburg campus has seen a few changes. One of those changes has caused quite a stir among the student body as the Conditori and Zesty Orange hours have changed due to meal transfers.
On January 2nd, days before students came back from break, an email from the Juice was sent out to inform of a change in hours for the Konditorei and Zesty Orange. Currently, the Konditorei will only be open from 7:30 a.m. to 2 p.m., no longer opening during the evening. Instead, the Zesty Orange evening hours were extended and now are offering evening meal transfers instead of the Konditorei. Wartburg Student Senate Academic Ombudsperson Ethan Nemitz spoke to us about the decisions.
An experimental decision to see if this is, where they're trying it out, they're going to get feedback to see if this is a decision that could stand in the future, or if we would need to go back to opening the KDIT in terms to come.
At this moment, this decision is not a money saver. However, it's in a trial stage to see if it would be a money saver down the line. Student reactions have been rather loud, both in Senate, online, and as academic ombudsperson, Nemitz is rather concerned with student reactions.
I was reading student feedback from, on various social media platforms and whatnot, and I could see that most of the student feedback was negative. Students did not find this decision was made in their best interests. It was not made with any kind of student, outreach to students on how this would affect them directly. And so the broad majority of the feedback that I have gotten has been negative, and people have been upset with the decision.
In response, Nemitz has been working to collect signatures for a petition for reinstating the former hours of the Konditorei.
I'm a firm believer that there's power in numbers and there's power in, advocacy. And so that's kind of what I'm going for here, and that's why I decided to organize this petition that I'm now collecting signatures for to kind of take to the administrators and the higher up powers here at the campus to show them that there is a large amount of people that have been affected by this decision and see it as negative.
Even with arguing for the reinstating of the evening hours of the Konditorei, Nemitz still wants to advocate for the Zesty Orange hours.
I'm looking at both. I'm looking at getting the meal transfers back in the KDIT and reinstating those dining hours. And I'll tell you right now, though, I do like the idea of having meal transfers in the Zesty Orange, and I think that's something that we need. And I've said that before even any of this decision was happening. I had conversations with Marty Johnson earlier this year about, can we get meal transfers in the Zesty Orange at certain times of the week? And so those conversations have been happening. Never were those conversations at the expense of the Konditorei. And I just want to make that clear. We never wanted that to be at the expense of the Konditorei, and I don't want that now. And now, moving back, getting the Konditorei open again, I wouldn't want that to be expense of meal transfers in the Zesty Orange.
Reporting for Night Vision News, this is Josephine Lunescus Broomhall.
Ultimately, the change with the hours of the Konditorei and Zesty Orange aren't a set thing, and depending on student feedback, may change again. Students have strong opinions on the change are encouraged to reach out to Dean Kniezer or Student Life, or those wishing to sign the petition to reinstate the hours for the Konditorei from fall 2024 are encouraged to reach out to Ethan Nimitz or their Student Senate representative.
Residential life at Wartburg College offers students a variety of opportunities to get involved and make a difference on campus. Becoming a resident assistant, peer mentor, or orientation staff member provides valuable leadership experience and the chance to support fellow students. These roles not only enhance personal growth, but also foster a stronger, more connected campus community. We met with two individuals to talk about their experiences and insights.
Applications for the residential life positions at Wartburg are now open. These positions include peer mentors, residential assistants, and orientation staff leaders. Applications are available through the Juice and Handshake. Following the application are 2 interviews. Amy Tucker, Associate Director for Career Connections and Student Engagement, shares more about the job process.
Yeah, so to be a peer mentor, we follow the same group and individual interview process with the RAs and orientation staff.
Peer mentors are a newer position on campus. Going into its 3rd year as an organization, peer mentors are assigned to a SEM 100 class with first-year students.
So first-year peer mentors are paired with a SEM 100 class. So primarily they'll work with new incoming first-year students. Occasionally there's some transfer students that are also in the class. Maybe they're coming with just a few credits, but it's primarily helping the transition of first-year students.
3rd year residential assistant Colin Brandt has been an RA for 2 years, currently for Clinton II. Brandt shares that his favorite part of his job is the connection that he gets to make throughout the year.
Meeting new people, not just other RAs, but new residents, making new friends. You know, they're more than just a resident to me. Some of my residents last year are my best friends now.
With less than a week until applications are due, Brant shares his advice to students who could be interested in applying for an RA position.
My position is a blessing and it's also a curse. It takes a lot of time and a lot of commitment to make connections among your residents, but in the end, it's really worth it.
Applications for these positions can be found through the Juice or Handshake and are due on January 31st. Reporting for Night Vision News, I'm Allie Parkhurst.
Hearing from these individuals highlights the impact of roles like these, such as resident assistant, peer mentor, and orientation staff member. These positions not only offer significant leadership opportunities, but also contribute to creating a more connected and supportive campus community.
Now let's take a moment to check out the weather forecast. Temperatures are dropping and it's getting quite cold here in the Waverly area. On Thursday, we'll have a high of -8 and a low of -17 with partly cloudy weather. On Friday, it's getting just a bit warmer with a high of -2 degrees and a low of -7 with cloudy skies. Moving on to the weekend of Saturday, expect a high of 2 and a low of -12 with partly cloudy skies. Finally, for Sunday, we're looking at a high of -1 degree with a low of -9 and sunny skies. Going into next week on Monday, we're expecting a high of 5 degrees and a low of -5. Thank you for watching Night Vision News today.
Stay up to date with all our content by following us on Facebook and Instagram at Wartburg DJC and subscribing to us on YouTube at Night Vision News.
We will see you next time. Have a great day.